and look at something I've been working on in pre-season that I found really beneficial when it comes to positioning in open play, especially for crosses. And this is a simple trick. So, good evening, everyone. It is Monday night, and exciting news. I've got a late appointment in the FA Cup, so the greatest competition in the world. One of the things that, when you first start the season, it's the first tick box for big appointments, big competitions, the FA Cup. I have Crawley Down versus Three Bridges, so step 5 team versus a step 4 team, so Ishmael versus County League team. Very excited. Different rules for when we pack our kit bag for the FA Cup. So the first rule is, one, we wear our county badge instead of the Famara badge, which we haven't been sent the new one yet, but that is what we normally wear, but it's county badge tomorrow. Any FA competitions, it's county badge. And because it's Monday night, as you can see, I've got all my kit ready and raring to go here, which is very unusual. But because it's Tuesday night, I want to make sure everything is ready and raring to go. I'm going to pack my kit bag tonight, so it's by the front door. So that means when I come home tomorrow, all I've got to do is smash down some food, get changed into my tracksuit, and then head up the ground. Because it's a slightly earlier kickoff tomorrow due to the fact that there could be extra time and penalties. So it could be a big evening tomorrow. So for now, the plan is pack my kit bag up the night before, get a good night's sleep, about 8 hours sleep, go to work, and then smash tomorrow evening. Come along with me, it should be a belter. Good morning, everyone. So it is 8 a.m. and I'm ready to go to work. So the plan of action today is cycling to work, go for a pre-match walk. Lunch, I'm out for lunch today with boys at work, so lunch will be a bit weird. Got to pick the healthy options, or the options probably with the most carbs and protein, try and avoid stuff like chips and stuff. So that's the plan of action. Pre-match walk will probably be at lunchtime. Then I'm going to leave work roughly 4:30, so it means I can come back, give myself enough time to relax a little bit before heading off to the ground. We're all packed and ready to go, so it's literally just a case of like throwing stuff in the car and driving off. So come back and have pre-match. So that is the plan today. A little bit different because it's a Tuesday night. But like I said yesterday, we get to referee in the greatest cup competition in the world. So let's get into this day. So I am back from work. I'm quite tired, I won't lie. So I'll have to gear myself up for this. Slap in the face and get on with it. Lucas will do me in. Right, so dinner, pre-match, it's called Portsmouth spice. Basically, it's mint, a little bit of phyllo pastry, which is slightly lighter, carrots, which is carbs, potatoes, carbs, and spring greens, which is health. So that should wake me up. Feel good, feel ready to go. Obviously, like I said, a little bit tired, but I'm going to eat this up. And like I said, my bag's all packed from yesterday straight to the ground. It's going to take me about half an hour. So yeah, should be about roughly getting there about 75 minutes before kickoff. It's an evening game, an earlier kickoff, so getting there normal time. But yeah, let's go. So, game is done. Sitting in the car park. That was interesting. For simple reasons. It's my first middle under the new directives. So we're going to cross that off in the debrief in a couple of days' time, and what my thoughts and feelings were about the new debrief. Time wasting, because I had 3 of them today. So we had time wasting, added time, and technical area offences. We had it all today in terms of the new directives, but the players accepted it well. So in terms of added time, played 4 in the first half and 9 in the second half. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if anyone looks at that, they think that, yeah, I've done enough. The game itself, step 4 versus step 5, difficult for the simple reasons that expectations are so different. The step 5 team expected certain free kicks to be given and not others, and the step 4 team exactly the same but different free kicks. Some were pushes in the back and some were trips, were basically the two that I had to interchange. It's about finding the happy medium there and working with the players in terms of, managing expectations. And that is the most difficult thing in a game like that. It was a good game all round. There's a few moans, but other than that, I thought we did well. As a team, as a unit, there are a couple of things that I can probably pick up on. My buzzers stopped working after 15 minutes into the second half. So I had to, luckily, like we said, we trained in the off season without them. So I'm back into that habit of looking across. Anyway, made things a little bit messy sometimes, but that is what it is when you sort of relying on buzzers in terms of communication. And we had a largish crowd. I don't know what the exact thing was. I am trash now, but I'm tired enough that I will not. I don't know, I'm still processing, so I'm tired and not tired. It's a horrible thing. So the important thing about recovery when it comes to refereeing is sleep. So I don't have to get up early and go to the gym. What my plan is to sleep in and try and get roughly 8.5 hours sleep to allow my body to recover. I'm going to go and have a protein shake now as well. We had a little bit of pre-match, which was unbelievable. I'll put a little clip here. Thai green curry, fantastic stuff. But a protein shake now to get down, help me repair my muscles, and a good night's sleep. And then we'll chat in a couple of days' time. But, for my first middle of the season, I'm happy with that. And in the FA Cup. Come on.
Early the next morning.
First game in the FA Cup. My favourite competition of all time. And we had Crawley Down versus Three Bridges in an FA Cup replay. So this means they drew on Saturday. And I was lucky enough to pick this game up. Love refereeing in the FA Cup. Didn't think I'd be putting it this early as well. So the more games you do, the better. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through my stats of the FA Cup. We're going to go through the video replay tool and look at something I've been working on in pre-season that I found really beneficial when it comes to positioning in open play, especially for crosses. And then we're also going to go through a user clip as well, a really good one as well. So I think it will cause a little bit of talking points as well. So stay for the end of that. If you are sending in user clips as well, thank you very much. Please keep sending them in to john@refsix.com for a chance to win a year's free REFSIX Pro. But let's dive straight into my stats. First game back in the FA Cup, like I said, I wanted to get off to a good start and I have smashed it in terms of distance, 10.41. I ran a big first half, quite simply due to the reason that I wanted to, burn off some nervous energy. I wanted to get up and down, show the players as I was in charge as well, especially because it was a step 4 team, being Three Bridges, versus a step 5 team in Crawley Down Gatwick as well. So, the energy was high from both teams wanting to win. Obviously, the step 4 team not wanting to lose, and the step 5 team wanting to cause an upset. In terms of positioning, as you can see, I get nice and wide as well. And interestingly, this is where my assistant stands one end, and this is where my assistant stands the other end as well. So you can see me getting into that more sort of lazy-esque character, and this is because of one of the few changes that I've made in terms of my actual positioning. 5 cautions as well. Obviously, we're getting used to this new kicking the ball away and delaying the restart, which, if we looked at my stats last year, I'm doing a lot of those cards anyway. So, it's maybe a lot of training that I had last year in terms of, my low tolerance level when it comes to delaying the restart. Sprints wise, there are some really nice ones in here as well. This one being in particular, a nice sweeping movement. And again, this one as well, that's what we want. We don't want necessarily straight lines. We want to be curving our runs because it shows that we're looking for that angle. So we're not looking down the barrel of the decision. So when, we can see everything in the decision as well. And looking at my, zones, I was in it for a lot of 4 and 5, which means on the Wednesday, I had to tailor my training to have a lighter session. So what I did is I sat on the bike for half an hour and then went for an hour's walk as well. Really go through the motions to make sure that my legs are recovering as well, because it's a midweek game. And then obviously it means you can prepare well for Saturday. But going into the game itself, in terms of we're going into the video replay tool here. So I've already calibrated the game, and if you do want to learn how to calibrate it, there'll be a link in the description as well that takes you to how we can use the video replay tool for yourself in terms of calibrating. So check that out in the link in our description. Now, this is that new directive that we're talking about from the FA about kicking the ball away. So as you can see here, the ball comes out. I've given a free kick and the player stopped. So you can see me talking to this player here, this number 7, saying you don't need to touch the ball now, as well as this player here, which I believe is the 16. So as you can see, I'm talking to him. I haven't moved, knowing full well, telling him, do not touch the ball. There is no need for you to touch the ball. We are 30 minutes in, and I'm making it very clear that he doesn't need to be there. And this is what the FA are talking about. They're talking about players that don't need to interfere with the ball. The ball is exactly where it needs to be. Why are we touching it? So, as you can see, what he does is he kicks the ball away. And that, for me, is a nailed-on yellow card. That's what the whole FA piece is about kicking the ball away. He had no intention to play the ball. He is just delaying time. And like I said, he didn't need to be there. He's come a long way to get that ball, and then he's kicked it away. So for me, we're just dealing with that straight away. And in terms of reaction of the players, if we look on, they know. It's maybe a quick caution from me. Maybe I need to isolate a little bit more. But the players are expecting that. As soon as people kick the ball, you're probably going to get a little bit more, ref, that's a yellow. Maybe you can manage one or two. But for me, I was talking to him the whole way. And when I explained that to the managers, they had no issues with it as well. Everyone is expecting it now. So, just be aware of that. The second half, we have another delay in the restart here. So here we are. So the ball's being pumped up into the air. We've got an easy free kick for me here, and there it is again. Nice and quick with the yellow card. It's, well, maybe I need to slow myself down a little bit in terms of giving the yellow card. But for me, it's very simple. He's taken a touch. Does he need to boot the ball 10 yards in the air? So if we watch it again, for me, he's not looked at the ball. He's wiped out the player. I've given the free kick. He's touched it, and then he's smashed it away. And look, we've got 4 players appealing for it as well in terms of, they want that caution. I've already cautioned one of their players before as well for the exact same reason. So we're looking for that consistency in the decisions. So one of the little things that I've been working on in pre-season is positioning in open play in terms of moving left. It's something that we worked on a lot last year, and I feel like I finally picked it up. And this is a simple trick. So we watch this throw-in come in, and we can see me here. So usually I'm a little bit tighter, but I'm preparing for this cross now. And as you can see, instead of running straight, which is where I'd usually end up here, I've started to move more across the box here. And I do this in a couple of occasions. Maybe I would have liked to be a little bit more, because what's going to happen is I'm at a level now where my assistants are going to take that free kick for me if it's right in front of them. So why am I going to be looking at the exact same angle as them? And if the ball is going down the wing, there's a high chance that the ball is going to come into the box. So that's what I have to be prepared for. It's about the next phase for me, trying to be one step ahead of the game. And by coming left, it definitely makes a massive difference in terms of, my positioning, because I've got more space around me. I'm not going to be running into players as much, and I'm going to have a better angle at the ball going in the box, whether it goes low or whether it goes high as well. So this has definitely aided me massively. And you can tell that when I'm doing it, I'm maybe not running as much, but it definitely means that I feel like I don't have to check my shoulder every time. So we should be always thinking, go left, and allow your assistants, and trust your assistants as well. If you get to a good enough level of football where you get neutral assistants, trust your assistants, because they are going to, have your back. And that was proven in this game where, that my assistants gave fouls when they needed to, they gave offsides, so I had no issues with that whatsoever. And it also means that you've always got the ball between you and your assistant, which is one of the key things that we want. So you can always see what's going on, because in this game, my buzzers went down in the second half, just because I think they ran out of battery, which is my own fault for not being prepared enough. But because we get into good habits about having the ball between us and them, it means that you're never going to miss an offside flag anyway. So overall, very happy with the game. These new directives I'm getting used to, and I feel pretty confident in them. And from the outside, it seems like the teams are accepting them really well as well. So, a very positive start to the season. And our user clip. So we got sent this in by Patrick, and there's a nice clip. So the ball comes in from a corner or a cross, and we have a penalty appeal, and he waves it away straight away. Great decision, nice and strong. And as you can see, he's on the move for what is going to be a quick break. And then here we have a dogso decision. So there's the decision, and it gives a red card. So he's nice and calm going into the decision. He's isolated the player. So, we're doing all the right things in all the right places. And for me, I think he's got it spot on. The player is not looking to play the ball, and the player, I think, has control of the ball. He's moving towards the goal. There are no covering defenders. Yes, it's a little bit far out, but, there is no keeper in sight here. The next defender is here. Patrick's in a great position to give the free kick. So for me, it ticks all the boxes, because the only problem is with Patrick, which isn't his fault. It's just sometimes the game. The player makes the tackle, stands up straight away, and looks like he could win the ball. But there is also another player here. So for me, I think it ticks all the boxes for Dogso. And, you know, you've got to give real credit for, one, being alert, because he's had to give a non-penalty decision there, which he's in a great position for, and then be on the move straight away. So you can see he's on his front foot, ready to go, sees the danger, and then speeds up. So, you know, he's very alert. His alertness awareness is spot on, because he's had to make 2 big decisions in less than 30 seconds. And those are the kind of things where your fitness comes into play, in terms of mentally and physically, to make sure you're able to keep running and able to make those decisions in the last minute as well. So well done, Patrick. You've won a year's free REFSIX Pro. And if you do want to keep sending these footage, then please send them in to john@refsix.com. But that's all we've got time for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next REFSIX weekly vlog.